Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with FX Market Insights for Thursday, the 10th of October. All right, now as we cruise into the start of the next trading day, just the start of the Asian session here, we have no real change in any of the sentiment. Okay, obviously the core market drivers, these have been in play all week and they've been pretty subtle. No major, huge implosions. The Trump impeachment side of things does pick up a bit of steam. Joe Biden coming in and saying he should be impeached. There's also this latest issue between where Turkey's had a military strike on the Kurds. A lot of Republicans in the US are turning on Trump, saying that's the worst thing he could do. They're our allies. Brexit, well, as I'll show you the charts in a second, there was a report in the one of the UK rags that the EU was close to making concessions for a deal. Now, sterling jumped like 100 points or thereabouts very quickly, and it slowly retraced all the way back as that was not confirmed. And the Chinese-US trade situation is still sort of unfolding. We're waiting for more data. So when you come back to the overall analysis, it's still a big question mark over what's going on. But the good thing is, and this is what we've been waiting for all week, and I hope those traders that have been patient and waiting for good opportunities, we do have, this is the main trade day. Now, when we look at the FX week, people sort of say, well, you know, how do you break down your days? Well, we'll break it down into one big giant day from Monday to Friday. And today's where all the big data is. Now, starts with the some UK data here. Now, is that going to come into play? You know what? Carney may push it around a bit. But as far as the GDP is concerned, it's all about Brexit here. So don't think that that sterling news is going to really dominate. I can't see it happening. But what I can see happening is the ECB monetary or policy meeting accounts. It's like having a look each week or every couple of weeks at the ECB and what they've been discussing week in, week out. Now, the euro is on its knees. It has come back a bit. I suspect, and I'll just show you the charts actually while I go through this. You're looking at the situation here. Just see where euro, and I mentioned this the other day, where euro started drifting sideways. Understand what is drifting sideways and what is breaking down. Now, of course, it's broken down through that short-term support line, but it's not going down, right? So this is a situation where it's trading sideways. It's waiting for the next major release. And at this point here, you would be redrawing that trend line. This is pretty short-term trend line, but that's all we've got. So now, coming into the ECB policy meeting accounts, we've got resistance on the top side, and we've also got support down here around 109.50. So these are two targets for us. Now, the top side, to me, euro is going down. So I'm not really looking to buy if it broke up through here, but I am looking to sell if it goes down through this support trend line. That's what you've got to be focused on. That's the overall sentiment from the central bank. That's the direction for the currency pair. All right. Now, coming back to the upcoming data and piecing this together, then it gets more exciting, right? And I know we've got a lot of Trump stuff going on, but this is all about the CPI is all about the Fed, right? We had the Fed minutes from yesterday. They were all pretty much in agreement that they cut rates in September. But from this point on, there's a very mixed bag of sentiment within the Fed. This CPI data will be critical to determining the next major leg in the dollar, right? This is where the whole week, you're looking for one good trade each week. Well, this is pretty much it. And you come down to the numbers here. You're looking at the month-on-month and year-on-year numbers. It's very important what these come out. So just keep a close eye on this. This is the opportunity for the week. Now, in saying that, prepare yourself for a situation where the number does come out as expected, and then you just got to walk away. There probably will be no trade. And don't forget, we've got these geopolitical events to sort of consider, and that's why it's a bit of a nemesis having Trump and this China-US situation, because the CPI numbers may come out with significant variance one way or the other, and then you may get some news on Trump or China, and it blows out the situation completely. So just be aware of that. But the CPI numbers for every country is the big number. All right, so we've got a huge amount of data coming out. As I said, I think that the ECB policy meeting accounts and the CPI are the best ones. Brexit, too much of a headache for the top two UK ones. Now, let's just have a quick look at the charts. the rest of the charts, I should say. So as you can see, the Aussie and Kiwi just trading sideways at this point. You can see these little false breaks. Not enough momentum on the top side to get it going, but a little tickle to get a few weak stops out. To me, once again, they're waiting for the fundamental driver. Today's US CPI numbers comes into play for all these major pairs. Now, maybe dollar yen, it's the safe haven. We've seen a bit of an unwind there of that safe haven trade from earlier in the week. It's now really trading sideways, so I'm not really focused on dollar yen at this point. To me, the best pairs coming into these US CPI numbers are the Kiwi, the Aussie, and the Euro. Dollar CAD, well, you know what? It's a bit of a mixed bag, and we've got the Canadian employment numbers Friday, so I'm not really overly getting excited about that. So we've got Aussie, Kiwi, and Euro, I should say, trading sideways with Aussie's got and Kiwi got resistance on the top side. Euro's got support and resistance. Here's that breakdown in sterling. There's that spike higher on the newspaper report. Wasn't confirmed. It's back to exactly where it was. Just be aware. I'm turning that off. I know a lot of traders are still banging away. And you can see the resistance line here on the top side in dollar CAD. Now, this is pretty appealing. If we get strong US numbers, we should see some stops triggered above that level. And that may be the opportunity. The downside, well, it's not doing much. See how it's just trading sideways in about a 40-point range? That may continue if those US CPI numbers don't have any sort of significant variance. All right, so that's where we are, okay? There's not a hell of a lot extra to do at this stage except wait for the numbers to drop. Look at your charts. As I said, the Aussie, Kiwi, Euro, I've got a pretty good setup. We just need the data to drop, and it's all about the US CPI numbers, all right? So just keep an eye on that puppy. That's the go-to. I hope there's some variance. If there's not, I'm prepared. I'll just be disappointed, but then wait for the next opportunity after that. All right, guys, that's it. Pretty much all I can give you today. Hang in there. We'll get some cash out of these markets pretty soon. Cheerio.